When FJ cruisers see other FJ cruisers, what happens?
They wave.
They wave at each other.
Yes.
It's what's that experience like, John?
When they wave, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's like you belong to a community of FJ cruiser.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's like
enthusiasts,
yes.
Cruiser, FJ
nice. I don't know.
cruiser, yeah, something. Yeah, so we just
It's interesting. It's
it
like
is.
boaters, boaters do it, motorcyclists do it too.
Well, that's true. That is interesting.
Little subculture type kind of thing.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do it like in a minivan.
No, but you know what's interesting too is when we were leaving Albuquerque. The guy in this Lexus who had a lift kit and a snorkel and all this stuff. He looked over and waved too. So it's
Even though he's cooler than you. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm cooler than he is.
Well, no, but because he has the snorkel.
Yeah, he does.
And the lift kit. So he's like more grown up than you are.
He is.
Right? Like the big kid, like the senior and you're the freshman.
Right.
Kind of. But still waved at you anyways.
Yes, exactly.
Is that what you're saying that's so cool about it? Like you fit in even with the seniors.
Oh. Not sure what I'm saying.
Do you know what Dad's saying? What's he
think
saying?
That's it. I really don't think that's it.
I don't get it.
But I'm not sure what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I don't think that's it. Well, the guy behind us in the big lifted Chevy truck, he didn't wave. So.
That's because he's sorry.
But it's not.
Because he's
anything explicit on camera.
Because he's what?
I'm not gonna say it on camera.
Can you rephrase it
No.
to explain to everybody what that's like? The whole waving.
I think it has to do with manliness and manhood.
But that was a woman.
That's true. It was a woman who waved at you.
It's hard to say. Maybe she had a sex change and she's still kind of confused psychologically.
Yeah, so cut.
Okay, so manhood and manliness.
No, it was a woman.
So if the woman in the FJ,
Maybe it's her husband's truck that she's driving and he has issues with manhood and manliness.
Okay, so if you're driving the FJ Cruiser around and a woman waves at you from another FJ Cruiser and no one else waves at you.
Who, me?
Yeah, then does it still have to do with manhood?
I don't know.
And manliness?
I honestly don't care. A car is a car. I would wave at somebody in a tiny little Impala.
So do you just wave at everybody then?
Yeah.
How do you wave? Do you do like a 2-finger wave?
Depends.
Or do you do a big wave?
It depends on my mood. Sometimes I just do one of these farmer wave things with one finger, and sometimes I do one of the big ones.
Okay. So maybe have to do with like how cute the boy is, or?
I thought we were talking about things that weren't regarding men, and if it was a woman in the other car.
We were talking about things regarding men generally.
Honestly, if it was a cute boy, I'd probably get embarrassed and only do the 1-finger wave.
Oh, okay.
And I'd feel embarrassed.
Interesting.
And I would probably drive off the road.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Okay, well, anyways.
But I also would like to drive a more fuel-efficient vehicle as a young individual with not a lot of money.
As opposed to what?
Something that only gets 20 miles to the end.
Like the FJ Cruiser, is that what you're insinuating? Because it's actually probably going to get better than 20, is what you were saying. I mean, you're optimistic about it.
21 is probably about as good as it's going to get.
Oh, okay.
What?
Well, that's...
But it might do a little better in Mexico because it's
everything's better in Mexico.
Okay. Okay, go on. 21 in Mexico because...
a number of things.
She's 17. What do you...
I don't care.
She's got thoughts and opinions,
I'd like her to
and
get
they are
20 miles to the gallon,
controversial.
too.
Some of them are kind of, what's that?
I wish she got 20 miles to the gallon.
What? What? I don't
I
understand.
don't even know what it means. It's just like the right thing to say.
I have no comment.
I love my
on that.
17-year-old.
This is how it feels sometimes. Like,
What feels that way?
Just existing.
Life?
Back here. And just existing.
Why?
I can do this.
Okay, but we discussed this morning that there are pros and cons to the FJ Cruiser, right?
Yeah.
You know, like the glove box is not extremely
you
well
see that
designed,
picture
where
up there.
every time you open it, the stuff like falls out. You know, but there are pros. There are pros to the FJ, though, like being able to drive through a ditch.
It's practical, not comfortable.
Right.
At all.
Right. I agree with that.
Not that comfortable right here.
Well, you know, the pro
This is new.
to it not being comfortable is as a 17-year-old, it gives you a perpetual thing to complain about.
It's true.
I always
And I mean, isn't
reason to leave
that don't you strive to find things to complain about?
I don't complain about anything and everything if it's sitting there right in front of me.
So you should be happy
Makes the
that you have
emancipation
something.
that much easier.
Okay.
I don't like their car. I don't like their house. I should just go
not
get my
that
own place.
angsty. Not that angsty, Dad. I'm sorry that I'm not participating in your love affair with the FJ. I mean, the key fob thing was fun, but
What key fob thing?
we had to open the door twice and put the key in the thingy twice and yada 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 blah blah blah.
For what purpose?
Reprogram like to
The key fob.
whatever.
The new
it is,
key
the
fobs.
thingy that goes lock unlock.
Uh-huh.
That was moderately entertaining, but I would have just like I don't know. It's a car.
But you've decided that even though we're going to drive it probably to the tip of South America, that you don't like it. We're not even out of the States yet. You've decided you don't like it. And
I'll
there's all
adapt.
kinds of material there for you.
I'll adapt to it.
Okay.
I'll deal.
Uh-huh.
It does suck a little bit though that you guys have a window box. It's like you're living in a Four Seasons room and I'm back here in Winterland, where there's no light. I don't even have the sun beating in on me, and I'm the coldest one. All the cold air is aimed right back here at me, and there's no sun.
Again, though, these are all things for you to complain
Why don't
about,
you
which
stay
is
home?
it's just an
The
awesome.
reason we bought this is so we could get put up with anything between here and the tip of Argentina. So anything that gets thrown in our
Yeah,
way,
that's
for the,
great though. Okay, I understand the
There-
practicality.
anything that maybe gets thrown in our way, we could handle it. That's why we got this.
Except comfort.
And so maybe you should have stayed home.
Well, we are going to spend months in this car. You understand why I would be thinking about it. I have to complain before I can reach a solution. You can roll your eyes at me and be all
Roll your eyes.
whatever, holier than thou about the FJ, but
Okay, I'm done.
maybe that was
Nothing else to say.
wrong.
I guess I'm just not in the same place as you are emotionally. I'm just a casual observer. You know,
But no, you're not.
I
Your
see
thoughts.
a man who's in love with his car and a girl who's 17.
And I see a mom who is pretending to have an opinion on it because the tape is going.
No, I think the FJ is practical and not extremely comfortable on the inside.
Didn't I already say that?
And that's what we decided, but that I don't feel especially raw about it, I guess. I don't feel raw. I just feel like that's the situation, and it could be interesting.
You can also stretch your legs out. That's part of the reason why you don't feel so raw.
Well, you sure have a voice, and I mean, you could ask to sit up front or drive yourself too.
I know.
Okay. Rather than complaining, you could just express your need to stretch your legs out and sit in the front for a little while, and I'd sit in the back and read the newspaper.
Sure.
Yeah, just saying.
Sit back and wait for more.
There you go.
Dad takes it personally because he was the one who researched the car and bought
I know
it.
why he takes
And
it
so-
personally.
It's not because I'm taking it personally, it's that I care about my daughter's comfort and I love my daughter
And you tried to make the best decision possible.
I tried to make a really good decision about what we're doing and how we're doing it, and to know that she's now uncomfortable with the decision I makes me actually want to find, somebody in like San Diego tomorrow where we stay an extra day and I trade the FJ on something else. That's what it's making me think. That's actually what goes through my mind when you complain like the way you're complaining.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Is that I love you and I care about you and I don't want to make a decision that makes you uncomfortable. And I know I'm jesting with you and stuff, but that's the seriousness of it. And then I'll trade this away tomorrow. That's what I'm saying, is that we'll go to San Diego. We can find a different vehicle that fits us all better, move our shit out of this one into the other one, and drive that one down into Mexico. And that's where I'm at on it.
I understand the practicality of this vehicle. I get it. I get this car. It makes sense to me.
It should make you feel good. You should like posing an argument with me on something. That should just make you feel good.
I'm telling you what my thought is. I'm responding to you.
Okay.
In a similar way to what you just said to me. I'm saying I appreciate the decision that you made. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it's an extremely logical decision. I can't help what my opinion on my back seat area. I'll probably come to appreciate certain aspects of it over time, but I've hardly been in this car. Why would I just automatically like it? It's got a lot of things that are kind of bothering me. That doesn't mean I can't grow to like other aspects I haven't discovered yet. It just means I don't like certain aspects of it right now. That's it. I don't like my classes either. I'm still doing those.
That's fair. I think the
And I'll
driver's seat
appreciate those too.
I think the driver's seat is really uncomfortable.
I'm
It
sorry.
doesn't have any lumbar support. It's hard. Even though it has all these adjustments, I can't seem to find a comfortable way to sit.
Fair enough.
There you go.
But it could drive through ditches, which we had to drive through several
that way
ditches.
if we wanted to, right?
And
We wouldn't
and
get
it's
stuck.
easy to fix. You could change the oil yourself, whereas on the Prius you could not do that.
Change the oil, I can work on the drivetrain, I can work on the shocks, the springs, I know how to do all that stuff on this vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
If I need to do it, I can do it.
If a battery poops out, it won't cost us literally $12,000.
If I need to change the headlight, I can do that without the help of a mechanic.
So there are reasons why we have this vehicle. Comfort is not necessarily, I guess, at the top of the list. But it's not that uncomfortable. It's not like we're in a grain truck or something either.
There's some comfort.
God. You guys. God.
It's his
It
car.
does.
God, you guys.
It has some comfort to it.
What's wrong in your
Get a
life,
lumbar-
Mom? You know what? You need to complain about something now too. You're all perfect. You don't have anything to complain about. You've always got a balanced view on these tapes. I want to hear something negative from you because you've got stuff that's negative.
You have to hear something negative
I would
from
like
me
to hear something negative.
because it's negative to you that I don't have something negative to say.
I would like to hear something negative from you, or at least something to balance out.
You want me to say
your
something
supposed
negative?
Constant positivity and optimism.
That doesn't strike me as Mom. She's very realistic. I don't think she's optimistic.
I'm not an optimist. Never been an optimist. Have you ever known me to be an optimist?
How's that delusion?
But I don't want to be unhappy. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to
Yeah.
spend my days being unhappy.
I like this truck. That's what I said before.
It's cute.
I like it.
I
I like it.
maybe
Just
you
about
need to name it or something. I mean,
Name it. There you go. Give it a name.
like,
This also represents the trading in of her car.
it's true.
So that might be in there a little bit too.
Well, you know how Garfield, Garfield bolts through doors and he's like, he's kind of, he can be really annoying at times, like needy, he babbles, she's perfect. But Garfield, he's problematic, but you love it anyways, the pet, because
I've known
of,
Garfield for a long time. I've known this car for about a month.
but you could choose to look at some of the positive aspects, at least to have a sense of humor about it. I think that's the part
I'm having a sense of humor.
that we all don't have, and you and Liddy both need to solve that, is,
I have been having a sense of humor about it.
well, it needs to be framed out differently, because if you guys get into this thing where,
Is this not funny?
okay,
That's not funny?
Well,
Okay.
I'm not saying
That's
it's not funny.
I didn't want some. I ran it out. You know what? How about we just don't talk about it then? We can just not talk about it. Just keep our thoughts about the vehicle all to ourselves. Talk about something else then.
We have to find a way to talk about it where it's not just, I mean, Dad feels picked on because Dad worked hard to figure out which vehicle to get. And, you know, Dad worked really hard to come up with a vehicle that would work for you. I mean, you were definitely a part of the thought process. I mean, you know, we talked about it a lot, but I understand the desire to complain and that's, you know, part of the agenda for a 17-year-old girl is, you know, it's plot. I get it, you know, and so that's fine. But at the same time, you have to kind of be aware of Dad's feelings, you know, and that he wants to make you happy. And you can't toy around with it. You got to acknowledge the fact that that's going on, you know. You're just going to have to give it some extra thought.
Okay.
And some other layers.
I'll stop talking about it.
I don't think you should stop talking about it. I'm not saying that's never done anybody any good. It's a weird vehicle ahead of us.
It's the trailer.
It's a little trailer. Huh. Interesting. I'm not saying to not talk about it. I'm just saying to find a different way to, you know, I mean, that you need to take care of Dad's feelings too. Okay. That's all.
That's cool.
Well, that's a sort of a bittersweet kind of ending to this long video.
I love you, Lydia.
Me too, Dad.
Okay, whatever. That's the end. Okay.